Hello, my name is Chloe Randall. We are the Black Cardigans. This is Natalie,
Whoa.
Chris, and Tay. Tay is a new face because he wasn't in last week. Stop singing My Little Pony! Right. Welcome back, everyone. This is the second episode of TVbreak. I'm in charge of this episode this week, and this week's theme is superheroes. Dun, dun, dun! Anyway, as I was saying, I'm very excited because it is my week and I've been bursting to talk about superheroes for God knows how long. In today's episode, we'll be talking about our own favourite films, the music behind them, and all the other fun, exciting things that you can get in a TV show or film to do with superheroes.
Let's break convention. Let's end the world. Let's spark a revolution. Let's end the world tonight. Let's fly away. Now let's take it back. Our felt soul, feeling the pain peel off the walls.
Okay, so everyone loves superheroes. Everyone loves them. Because who doesn't love a good superhero? Let's be real. Let's be real. Why don't we all go around the room and talk about our favourite superhero? Chris, you're first. Do you like superhero films?
No.
Say it with feeling. Tell them like how much you care. He cares so much.
Why do you dislike superheroes, Chris?
Because I don't see logic in
Okay.
them. Like, I don't like most made-up things. Some stuff I can watch, but it doesn't make that much sense to me. Like, I'm a quite literal person.
So you're not a fan of fiction, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
He's never like any. He can't even sit through a musical then, because all of them are fiction.
Did you not?
How do you watch High School Musical? You miss it.
No, it's High School Musical, the series.
Which is based on a thingy.
Do you not
like,
idolize anyone when you were younger, like a kid? Mine was like Superman or something. I wanted to fly through the sky, but in my dreams I'd fall on the floor.
No.
You haven't lived.
Yeah, you just need some fictional character.
I probably shouldn't have started off with Chris. This is probably the worst idea I've probably had.
Do you like
Yeah.
superheroes? No.
Well done.
Lucky. Okay, so instead of watching the superhero film, what film would you actually go and watch then?
Probably action, but like stuff that could happen. Do you know what I mean?
So like terrorist attacks.
No.
No, so he means fiction, but it's more realistic. Realistic fiction.
So terrorist attacks.
Like Superman flies through the air, we cannot fly.
Yes, we can.
Like,
We have
Have you
jets.
never been on an aeroplane?
yeah, but I mean, we're not we're not actually flying in.
Technically, we are flying.
Because technically we're flying, but we're using something to help us fly. But he's literally just flying.
Superman's an alien. That's like saying, oh, I'm going to choose myself to some other alien. We can't do it.
Kryptonian.
Why the hell
Yeah, but
can
that's the same with that guy, the Ant-Man, who shrinks. We cannot shrink.
No, that's a suit. The suit makes him shrink.
He doesn't shrink as a person.
No, that's the suit that makes him
Chris
shrink.
is
No, but we
Possible.
do not have any suits
But
that
if
make
you
us
think
shrink.
about it,
You
a
are
lot of
tearing
technology
into
that's
every
being made
superhero.
today is in quite a few Marvel movies now as it is.
Oh god, yeah, the amount of, especially if you watch like Iron Man and stuff, you are seeing that technology all over the
And
place.
literally, you see people do it on TikTok where they're actually making Iron Man suits.
Did you see the gauntlet that they made that actually
Yes.
lit up and everything?
Yes.
It was a proper.
There are people out there making boots that make them fly in the air like Iron
Making
Man.
web shooters like Spider-Man.
Literally, people are making it, so it is possible. Just maybe not the power part where people shoot electricity out of the thing. It's like,
That would be cool, but
It would be, but that's not possible. But other things like that is. So,
And a lot of Marvel and DC, especially if you go back into comics, a lot of them are science. It is all science based. I mean, yeah, most of them will go to the excuse of like quantum technology, but most of it is all realistic. They do use science to back it up. Even the Fantastic Four, they went to space, and it was radiation that gave them the powers. It's gamma radiation that made the Hulk turn into what he was. Ant-Man literally Hank Pym made Pym particles that allowed you to shrink, and that's what powered the suit and made him
long
shrink
story
in the first place.
short. Long story short, we have a nerd in the room.
but radiation doesn't give you superpowers in real
Thought you were
life.
Yeah.
gonna be a nerd in a.
I
mean,
am a nerd.
Radiation can do all
Why
sorts
are
of
you
stuff to yourself. Most of the time,
That's
yeah,
right.
it'll give you, but you have no imagination.
I find it hilarious.
The sign of growing old is that you have no imagination. Keep it alive.
Or people with autism. They don't have, sometimes they don't have an imagination.
I take things too literally.
But no, my
To
sister's
be honest,
imagination
so
is
do
too
I.
good.
You know when people say sayings to me and they're like, oh, what's really raining cats and dogs? As a kid, I generally used to go, I don't see no cats.
I mentioned this saying to Chloe the other week. She had no idea what I meant, and Dave was like, I understand. I was like, thank you!
Because you and Dave are like, oh! Alright, so seeing as
Just
Chris...
understand.
True. Seeing as Chris is another favourite superhero film, but apparently he'll watch action that's a bit more realistic. Tay, why don't you tell us about your favourite superhero?
I have quite a few, but there's some that stand out to me.
Okay,
Like
why?
Superman.
Why?
Just because of how unique he actually is. Like you'll never see someone as prideful, as strong, as great, as fast. Like gives you something to believe in. As a kid, like he lived a normal life, but what's it called? Oh my god. Yeah, second identity, that's what it is, man.
Then again, people could argue that the Eternals and Icarus
What are the Eternals? I'm curious.
are also probably as strong or stronger than Superman.
Well, I'm stronger than all of them.
I would not.
So the
diss that,
Eternals
yeah.
is a Marvel film, and it is about, I believe it's 10 people who come from the planet. They believe they come from. Spoiler. Spoiler alert. They believe they come from the planet Olympus or Olympia. There you
Or
go.
like Greek gods and stuff.
Yeah, they
I
think
love
because
gods.
there's people like Athena, then you've got people like Circe, and there's
Zeus,
gods
Poseidon.
mixed in with just characters made by Marvel. Icarus has the exact same powers as Superman, but his like laser eyes are not red; they're gold.
Yeah.
But he can fly in the air. He's really, really strong. The only thing that seems to stop him is either his love for Circe or the pure fact that I don't think he did either.
Most superheroes or just films go off like the basis of like the same powers. They're not trying to be the same or like just do anything, but it seems kind of generic.
You see, especially because Marvel and DC are the biggest two, you do see comparisons like Namor and Aquaman,
That's what spoils it.
Hawkeye and like Green Arrow. You can start to see comparisons between
Especially
them.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, but then the fan base ruins it by comparing them both, and it kind of throws you off the whole idea of watching it again.
So would you say you're more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan?
I want to say more of a DC fan, just that I can enjoy it more because I've grew up with the characters.
Yeah.
For example, I love villains and superheroes, but say Joker and Batman, their relationship, they haven't killed each other. Well,
That's 'cause they're in
properly.
love.
In love.
They are actually lovers. Get it right. Fan fiction who? Oh, what?
It's the essential story of like just the good guy chasing a bad guy and the bad guy gets away and it's going to happen again essentially. It's always being left on a cliffhanger that's like entertaining to watch.
Side note: Batman is actually very realistic. He has no powers. He's just a
He's
just
a
a
play-
billionaire bachelor.
A
who
billionaire
wants to make
playboy.
hits.
Listen,
But then again, you can also argue that Iron Man is the same thing.
exactly.
He's
True,
a
he
billionaire
didn't-
playboy
Batman would
who has
destroy
a
him.
suit that he makes himself and is a superhero.
And they both have gadgets that they
That's
both
not
make.
realistic enough for you. I don't know what it is.
Well, if they have the money and they're smart, they make stuff like that. Like a lot of people do. So.
Or what makes a hero or a villain just iconic in itself? Like, what makes them stand out?
Well, to me, when I like my superheroes, I kind of like the ones with like the backstory or the story is a lot more interesting. There's characters out there, like, I'm not being funny, I love Captain America, but
basic.
it's a bit basic in my eyes. I get a bit bored of hearing him. Well, I was born in 1927, and I'm just like, okay, Sam, calm down, you're not special. And then you've got people like Natasha Romanoff, you don't know anything about her until her film comes out and you hear all other stuff about her.
I think it's because like how the MCU was built. She's a spy, so obviously you're not expected to know everything about her because it keeps that elusiveness about her. Essentially, she can still go about because nobody knows everything.
Keeps you thinking.
Yeah. Whereas Captain America, he operates in the spotlight. You expect to see him on the paper. He even made educational videos, as you can see, like Spider-Man and stuff like that. He was all over it. His life was very public, and everybody would always have the same questions. So he's probably he probably goes into auto mode when he talks about it. Whereas Romanoff is a spy. She's in a different region because obviously her life was all about like S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. And so that's what she's used to. So obviously she won't have people going up to her and asking her about stuff that she wouldn't have to look. The only time she would actually talk about who she was to her family, and that would have been about it.
True that. Well, seeing as like you're a big nerd now, would you like to go next and tell us about your favourite superhero film?
Well, not one film, but you can choose like from your top 3 or top 5. You can't choose.
Because I have a feeling we're going to be here for a while with Nats.
I know you've got quite a few in your head.
She's there like, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, maybe 9.
Okay, if I was to pick one if I was to put it in order, my number 1 would probably be Thor Ragnarok. Because I love that movie. It's so
Or is it because he looks good?
Hemsworth looks amazing no matter what he's in, but that's besides the point.
Hearing this.
It's a good movie. It got a fresh director. It got away from the Norse mythology that kind of crowded it. They were allowed to move on. I mean, Hiddleston's stuff like gorgeous, but that's besides the point. But it broke away from what Josh Whedon had done, and it became something else.
It was also, isn't it because Taika Waititi also directed it? He is a great film director. He is amazing at what he does.
I know, he did that, and then he did Free Guy, and then he's come back and done Love and Thunder, and he's doing a bunch of other things. You're like, he's an amazing director.
He really is. He makes it so much more interesting and vibrant and funny, and you just watch the film and you feel more involved. But if you watch Thor: The Dark World, it's boring. You get like halfway through and you're like, you know what? I feel like I can watch a different film because it's so
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of expanded on what Hemsworth could do, because obviously he was only going to come back if it was a comedy thing. He got more comedy in it. So it broke away from the seriousness of this is a god, this is Norse mythology. Look at these problems, it's all real, And then also it kind of flipped on its head. You got a bunch of really great people in, obviously like Jeff, even Titi was in there as well because he played Paul. You had all sorts. They all came in. You had Kate Blanchett in and everything, and it put a comedic turn to it whilst it was very serious. You had Helen come in and she was like this goddess and she was so badass, and you understood it. But it was very serious and very comedic, and I think it did that very well. And it is one that I love to watch. And the soundtrack's amazing. And Tessa
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, amazing. But no, I love that film. I am very excited to see what Love and Thunder.
Oh yes,
what
definitely.
Love and Thunder will look like. Oh, because that would be amazing. I love the trio for it.
Isn't it Chris Hemsworth's son who plays the young version of Thor that's running through the trailer?
I don't even know, but I would love it if it was.
If that was the case, that is so sweet. Honestly, like you're being your dad's superhero. And the whole idea of like your dad is a superhero and you're now allowed to be in a film with your dad. I just think that is the most amazing thing. It is, isn't it? It is.
Heartwarming. Ooh.
Yeah, and then I would kind of go away from the films a little bit and I'd go towards the TV shows. I love all of the Disney Plus MCU TV shows. So it's no point talking about them because I would literally be here for hours talking about them. Another show that I want to talk about is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
I am a big fan of it. It was, still is, technically a part of the MCU. So basically, you know how like Coulson died at the end of Avengers? I really want to spoil one of them, I ain't playing it again. So you know like Coulson died at the end of Avengers? Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. talks about what happens when he came back, because obviously like purified back and everything. And it goes through his point of view all the way through Winter Soldier, the Captain S.H.I.E.L.D. bringing him back, Age of Ultron. It went through it all. It even managed to bring in the introduction of Thanos, because one of the later seasons they were talking about the fact that they had to protect the planet and they were preparing for war because Thanos is coming. And it brought you to a new thing. It introduced you to Inhumans, introduced the whole concept, brought in Terrigen. It had this whole thing about powered people, discovery records of how it affected Inhumans. It was very effective in its delivery, and you know, the whole cast is just amazing. And it brought it all in and it made it very good, and I really love it. And to be honest, if you're not a shipper of his, I don't care if you watch the show or not, you just have to ship them together because they are so wholesome. It's, oh my god, it is so lovely to see them together, and it's,
I think we've got a really big nerd on our hands. Right. Anyway, Nat, this is Wattpad over there. I would also like to talk about the MCU talk a lot of dark and important topics. I don't think the world really talks about as much.
DC doesn't want to be though.
Sometimes I will agree. Grief is definitely something in DC that they do and they handle amazingly. They show a lot of dark, true emotion with grief, and I think that's really shown. But I want to talk about quickly Moon Knight. Spoiler warning if you've not seen this, because it is quite a new show. So
It's amazing.
Moon Knight is a really big show for many reasons. One, because it's not a white character playing it. They have heritage elsewhere, which is nice to see as a whole. And they talk about mental health. This is the first character we've seen with DID, which is, does anyone know what DID is? It's when they have multiple basically personalities.
Oh.
Different people are in their head, but in the film,
I've seen it before.
yeah, they come out as different people. So you've got Mark Spector, who is the main person. Then you've got Stephen Grant, who's like the protector, and then you've got Jake. You've got like 3 people in one body, and it shows how childhood trauma of being beaten by his mother and losing his brother caused him to have multiple personalities to protect himself. And he had to accept himself by dying, basically, and accepting his true self to come back to help his wife, not wife, divorced, girlfriend. I don't even know what she was at that point.
The
I
whole
was
show
like,
is a
what
whole
are you?
confusing.
I mean, she technically wasn't admitted to divorcing Mark, and then we're really accustomed to Steven, so I don't even freaking know.
To be honest, I love Stephen.
God, it's amazing.
Stephen Grant. Phone number. No, I'm joking.
Give me false phone number, man.
Oh, don't. So, Tay, do you think that the DC shows some really dark topics, and do they explore them properly enough?
It all depends on what kind of comic or show you're watching. 'Cause
Okay, so why didn't you pick a film that you like or a hero that has quite a big tragic backstory and talk about it?
I'm not really sure, to be fair. Just
Well, what about Batman?
I'd say the most iconic one is Batman. Just his
Yeah.
parents dying. Now he's just being left alone with a butler to take care after him.
Yeah.
Them being put through many challenges through when he was young. If you watch the show Gotham, it shows how he develops as a character, becomes smart, learns to fight, gets in trouble, spends money, or just tries to work his way around life like it's easy just because he's got loads of money. Filling that void of like the empty parents part.
Well, proves. It's changed a little bit because we've just moved everyone forward. Another topic I would probably think that characters go for a lot is like sexism.
Oh, God,
Yeah, when you're like looking, for example, I know I'm going back to Natasha Romanoff because she's going to be my main focus and Scarlett Johansson of this episode. At the very start, she's very sexualized to the point where everything is like open, her hair's down. You think about it, if you and me were to have a fight, would you leave your hair down?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Not unless it was something that I didn't think about. Do you know, if I was so caught up in the fight, I wasn't thinking about it. But no, you carry a bubble around with you no matter where you go. If you don't have a bubble on you, what's the point?
Exactly. And it goes throughout the film or films for that matter, because it happens in Iron Man, and then it happens in Avengers. She's got her hair down. Yes, fair enough, her hair's kind of short in some of the films, but there's some films where her hair's long. Why has she got it down when she's fighting? Like, if you're going to be a spy and you wanted to have it affected, have your hair up. Because if your hair's going woof, 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 everywhere, it's just not going to be good for you, is it?
Can't see, it's going to go in your eyes.
Exactly, and it's just
a distraction, essentially.
It is, and every female character that I've kind of seen, not recently, it's changed, but every female character has been some form of sexualized in a way. Not just by Marvel itself,
but by the fan base.
Yeah, if you read the original comics in both DC and Marvel, because obviously they're the main two. I mean, you can look at all of them, to be honest. Their outfits were done it's very much, here's the chest, here's the face.
But the face is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the face.
Because, yeah, you don't see a single wrinkle on there. You don't see like a pimple. You don't see anything. You know, they've got these really slim cheeks, effective cheekbones. They're all the same figure. They're all skinny. You know, unless they physically changed size, like you know, they would all be skinny. You will not have one who had curves. It'd be very rare to find one that had curves. One that was overweight. You know, you wouldn't find one like that. They would all be the same skinny. I guess from a tactical point of view, yeah, you want them. But obviously there are no curves to them, because I can still fight someone and I'm not the skinniest person alive.
Same, I can fight someone.
Because
it's a bit more realistic.
people create a standard in their head for a superhero to look a certain way. So when it comes to actually like fighting, they have to look good in order to be able to have this publicity that they gain from fighting. So if you look really good as a superhero, obviously you're going to get higher in the ratings or rankings, whatever you call it, just due to popularity.
There was this artist who decided to, so you know how females are always posed on movies and stuff like that? This guy turned around and decided to do it for males, and he put males in the same position as females on these covers. Oh my god! It kind of shows you, because obviously they're all bended and like, you know, it's, oh my god, it's like a worst nightmare. You're like this half the time. You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah, but it's not just females either. Men as well. I feel for men a lot. Like, they have to have this idea that they have to look like
a certain way,
full of muscles, bright blonde, luscious hair, bright blue eyes. Like, that is the beauty standard for men, unfortunately, as well. It's
diet for the actors to try and pull it is stupid.
I know.
And because Will Porter was currently doing, because obviously he's going to be the MCU show, and he was talking about his diet, and he does not recommend it to everybody else. Hemsworth is constantly training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously he has his own fitness now, so all he does is work out. The amount of working out you have to do, like, you know, you have to tone your muscles a certain way. I think at the moment they're relaxing more on it, because obviously, you know, RDJ had a good figure, but he wasn't exactly packing up like a six-pack, especially, you know. The same with Cumberbatch, he's got a beautiful figure, but he's not exactly rocking a six-pack.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, unless he is, which then, you know, good for him.
I know. Show those abs.
I know, right?
Don't show the abs. Don't show the abs.
Yeah, Chris, show them up.
Get your abs out.
Get them up.
Come on. Show the abs.
Let's go.
Come on. Whip them out. Right.
Wow, Chris, you let me
but
down.
yeah, exactly. Like,
But, you know, it's becoming more relaxed. It's like the standards with females. Like Black Widow's, her body wasn't contorted. It was very much it was a single stand. It wasn't something crazy and stupid. So I think it is relaxing the pressure on it. But I think it's still going to exist, because obviously you have that mental image. You want Spider-Man. You want Spider-Man to be athletic and lean. You want Superman to be cool and have this six-pack. You expect Batman to have his abs etched into his suit, for crying out loud. You expect this kind of thing. So I think the idea of it slowing down anytime soon.
Well, it kind of did. With Infinity War, again, if you have not seen any of this while you're listening to this podcast, in Infinity War, Loki obviously passes away by being killed by Thanos. That is Thor's last family member. His mum, his dad, and now his brother, his best friend are all dead.
Let himself go.
He let himself go, he ate junk food, and he ended up gaining loads of weight, a messy beard, and scrangly hair. In Endgame, he kept that. Obviously, we don't see that time period where he gains it, but after Infinity War, in that time period before we see him in Endgame, he's clearly put it on. And then in Endgame, he keeps it, and he still keeps it. And even in Love and Thunder, he still has it.
Not all the way through.
Not all the way through. He is training himself to get back to where he used to be. But it's the fact that, like, it was nice to see him when he got both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, that his appearance just didn't magically change back into what he did. He fought as a big person. He fought as someone who struggles with mental health. He fought as someone who was not 100% with it at the time, and he fought as a bigger person, and he slowly is now obviously going back to being his muscular self in Love and Thunder.
I know the Hemsworth really enjoyed having the fat suit on, because obviously he had to put this in, because you can't expect him to go from absolutely ripped to having that much weight on like that.
Yeah.
The amount of effect, he's not Christian Bale, he's not going to go from one to the other like that.
Yeah.
Christian Bale's a great actor.
He is, isn't it?
But I know that he mentioned it in interviews that he was very proud of wearing the fat suit. And, you know, it did show, it put across mental health in a very good way. Yeah, you're not going to retain the same figure. If you've lost everything and then you failed as a hero, it's going to have its effects on you. And to show that, and the fact that his recovery wasn't done quickly, he was still doubting himself. You know, the fact that he was able to pick up Monica at the end of it, I'm just going to call him Jonathan.
You don't get that reference. What are you doing here?
I know.
Please leave.
What is this?
No, don't leave.
I'm going to put it in at the end of the credits.
Starring Jonathan.
But like, to see that was the first glimpse that he thought in his head he was actually worthy. He managed to pick it up. Like the look in his face when Cap picked it up. He already knew Rogers was capable of holding it. It's like the theory going on like Age of Ultron. He probably would have picked it up, but he kind of kept it in place. It's like it's Thor's job. He didn't want it, so he kind of left it be. But it's really cool to see that look in his eyes when he realizes he's actually worthy. And that's the first step. And the fact, obviously, then he goes off the Guardians, and you can see from the trailer for Love and Thunder, Will especially is giving him advice on how to be better. But it's a slow thing. You're not going to expect to get over that trauma very quickly. It could probably take him the rest of his very long life to actually figure out how to deal with it. But it's nice that that they're not just rushing over it. They're actually dealing with it. And I think that's a good thing.
Oh, what do you think about it, Chris? Seeing as that we've all spoken about it, do you think that it's a good thing that they're slowing it down, or do you think they should keep everyone being the same fit, able person that they are?
It's probably a good thing they're slowing it down, because it doesn't put pressure as much on the actor.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of better for their mental health, because they don't have to think that they've got to do it.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I agree. Well, we're going to talk about Scarlett Johansson again. I know. Call me a fangirl all you want. But her film, it wasn't the first female-led film, because we had Captain Marvel, but her film is it's important, because it was filmed by a few female directors. It was mostly female-based, was the film. And it had a lot of ups and downs of it. In the film, she has her hair up when she's fighting. So does her sister, which is obviously played by Florence Pugh. The hair is up. That little detail,
The mom
is a
the
lot.
pose as well.
Yes.
Yelena spends the rest of the movie like, why when you're fighting do you pose? And then she full on mocks her for the rest of the movie, and then when she starts doing, she's like, oh,
Yeah, I
why?
hate that. Posing's not right. I just want to jump down, kill these people, and get on with it.
It's like, oh.
But in that film, it shows a lot of female empowerment, which is what we like to see. But another thing is the music in both films. So I've got two films, for example. We have Captain America and we have Black Widow. In Captain America, you hear the music being a lot more boom, boom, boom. It's a lot louder. It's a lot more, I would say, grittier. And it sounds like it's got a lot more power. But when you listen to when you've got Scarlett Johansson on the screen, the music gets lighter. Obviously, in suspenseful moments, it gets louder. But when it's focusing on her music is a lot lighter than Chris Evans' music that is played. So you can see a lot of music changes in it, which I think is frustrating. Because when I went to watch the film, it was lovely to see that they did songs. Most of the songs were female sang. So a song we're going to talk about in a little bit is Maylee J's Smells Like Teen Spirit version. That was lovely. It was very female based and it went perfect with the film. But if you actually put the actual Smells Like Teen Spirit in it, I think that would first I think it would ruin the film.
Yeah.
Massively.
Because obviously it's very light spent, and then in comes this like
Dun 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 dun. Like no one wants that. Sorry, I love Nirvana, but no.
yeah, in the context of the film, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And I think, but however, if you shot that in another movie, it would have worked.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was done mainly because of like spine everything. So we don't want it to be very obvious. It's like the first season, just call back to last week. The first season of Walking Dead was very quiet because it wanted to show you how alone you were.
Yeah.
Maybe Black Widow's like background music was to synthesize a similar thing, to kind of show you the fact that she's a spy, she lives in the shadows. What she does, you're not going to see. It's not going to appear on the news like what she does with the Avengers. It's very quiet. And obviously she was on the run, so she didn't want to make an impact. So I think her music reflects that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't big in your face because obviously Cap never hid. He had no reason to hide. You know, from the second he got from the second he tried to enlist in the war to the second he went head and nose into the eyes, he wasn't hiding. There were parts where it was quiet when he was like more ashamed and when he was put on the back burner. But other than that, it was very in your face because he never hid. It wasn't something that he had to do. He operated in the spotlight. Everybody was a hero, so he was that hero. Whereas obviously Romanoff, she works in the shadows. She's very quiet. She's very elusive. You don't want to know that she's there until after she's gone. You know, so it's more.
Well, has anyone got any interesting facts about superhero films that they want to share? Say, you got any interesting facts?
I'm trying to think, to be fair. Sure.
Well, Chris, you got any?
Not that I can think of.
I got a few.
Oh, here she goes.
So you know, just back onto Cap. So you know how Evans runs? It's very straight. He actually fights to a music track because obviously he's like he then had something. He can't actually have that many. He doesn't have his stunt doubles find it very hard to mimic what he does because he runs very straight. He fights to a beat. So a lot of his stunt doubles find it very hard to go and mimic what he was doing because of that. And because of what he was doing, so a lot of the time he would end up doing his own stunts, he would end up jumping over things, he would end up doing fight scenes. He would run and everything else like that because it's very hard for someone else to mimic it for him.
Jay, have you got any?
I'm just trying to think of the fact about how actors put so much emotion into the actual character when they play it.
Yeah.
Like the Joker.
Okay.
Heath Ledger, for example, gets really into his role.
Yeah.
Justice?
Not like Jared Leto kind of obsessed.
Oh yeah, that's another story.
Yeah,
We
that
don't
was a
talk about
healthy
Jared Leto.
obsession.
We don't talk about Jared Leto. That is
You know, talk about
Yo, you guys are little simps.
jokes,
man.
and we'll start singing and dancing to
Wait,
that.
which one's he from?
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I knew it, man. It's that guy with the tattoos and that. Yeah, less of that.
Yeah,
Next-
I preferred Ledger.
Why less of that?
Huh? Because listen, yeah. You need to go for iconic. Someone actually looks like he can play the role properly.
It's
So,
like no dissing, but like personal opinion.
Well, we've all heard the cover, surely, of what I was talking about earlier, but it smells like the Teen Spirit cover. Does anybody have any facts about the cover itself? Chris?
hello.
The cover, Smells Like Teen Spirit, was #1 in Spain, France and Belgium.
That is quite fancy facts, if you ask me. Anyone else got any fun facts about the cover of my choosing this week? Stop harassing the microphone, please. It is a paid actor. Please stop.
Sorry, I'll give you equal pay next time.
We'll give you 50p extra, don't worry about it.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that. Tay, Nat, any ideas on it?
I have none.
It was in the research.
And I can't remember it.
You're talking to a
Do you
guy
want to fight?
with-
No, I don't.
You're talking to a guy with the memory of a walnut, by the way.
Well, some facts about the song is it was the cover was released in 2015. It was put on YouTube and Spotify by I believe the name's Melly J.
Oh yeah.
The song itself is obviously by Nirvana. That came out in the 90s, so it's a big time difference. The difference between the cover and the actual song is that the cover isn't grunge. So you got the dun 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 dun, and then you've got the really high pitched feminine hello, hello, all the little hello. Hello. Okay, fine, anyway. As I was saying, so the cover is also kept in the time signature 4/4 because you don't want to change the song too much. So we are making a cover which will be out for this podcast as well, but played a bit later. It is kept in the time signature 4/4 as well because obviously we want to stick to having the same idea. We're having Tay with a drum beat. We have me and Nat on some vocals. We've got Chris on keys and Nat also on the synth. Because the cover, we're doing a cover of a cover, if you get what I mean. Because I would love to play the Smells Like Teen Spirit, but I just don't think it would fit the superhero films that we've spoken about. So the cover of the cover was that choice. We're working as a team to produce that. And so, does anyone have any ideas on what, or talk about the cover itself and what you want to do for the cover and why you think you would do that for the cover and anything you would change about the idea of it?
Probably live on helium.
Live on helium, because she's got quite a high voice, I won't lie. Chris, what about you? Would you change any of the keys or would you just keep the same?
I think try to keep it the same, but add like little
Yeah.
runs or something.
Yeah, but that's a good idea. I like that. Like keeping the same but changing it up. And what about you, Tay? What would you do for creating the drum beat cover that we're gonna do?
As someone who produces, it's always nice to look for new beat patterns because you never know what would suit better.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very, very true. So anyone got anything else they want to talk about for superheroes? Any other facts? Anything they want to talk about? Chris, go on.
Iron Man dies.
That was the lead! He sounded like he was missing himself! What the fuck?
That's the only fact I know.
Who died?
Sorry, Chris, do you want to say again who died?
Who died?
Iron Man.
Oh, he died!
No.
He sounded like he was missing himself!
I was going to.
Whoa!
Not really, man. Calm down. Calm down. Yo, it's just a joke. You guys can't take it. Yo, Chris.
Okay, we're going to play a few little games. We've got a game of Guess Who, but I've also just thought of another quick game that we could probably throw in there. Please stop talking about at it. Nice.
Said fun.
It's not really a game, so to say, but we're gonna go
Yes,
through
endgame.
our. So sorry about the camera change. Obviously, Nat will edit this because Nat's a god and a goddess as always. For the game, we are going to be, before we get on with our game, which is a fun game of Guess Who. We're gonna quickly go through everyone's quick top 3 to top 5 Marvel films, and then we're going to do a lovely game of Guess Who to finish off today's
But
episode.
I mean, if Marvel isn't what you prefer and you prefer DC, or even if you prefer other things, you know.
Just to add extra, you know.
Yeah, because somebody doesn't like superheroes.
Yeah, me.
Because not everybody's a fan of Marvel, so just keep it open.
Well, they both got
And
the
they
good
kind
bad
of have to
films.
be English because we don't know any other.
Super Lopez, yeah?
Is that actually? Because that's what he showed us.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's appalling. It is something to watch. It's something funny.
It's funny.
It's funny to watch.
Right, so we all know who Tay's character is going to be later in the game of Guess Who. Right. Anyway, so Nat, name your top 5 Marvel films. Go.
Okay, Thor, Ragnarok, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War. Does it have to just be the films, or can it be like
TV shows as well.
Okay, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Moon Knight, and then WandaVision.
Lovely. Chris, do you have any? If not, just name your favourite TV shows, just because why not?
If I would have to, then movies, it probably would be Batman and Robin one.
Okay.
I can't remember the title, but
Yeah, there is a film called Batman and Robin, right?
if we'll go with that one.
There is. It's a basic title.
You literally picked the worst Batman movie in existence.
Oh, she's gonna kill him.
It was
She's gonna
so
kill him.
bad. Batman and Robin. Oh my god!
Yo, Chris, how's Batman and
And for TV shows, I probably would go for the.
Right, Chris, now that you want me to think about this, is scary me.
Robin? I'll do some.
Okay,
I love Venom, personal favourite of mine.
okay. Good one, that's a good one.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Just due to the fact of the collaboration, and I got to see my favourite actor back in action for the Spider-Mans. And then The Dark Knight. Crisp.
Nat's having an orgasm.
And then we obviously have, I'm pretty sure this is a superhero film, you can consider him one, Sonic. You can consider him a hero.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
So you could have said
I
Sonic.
could have said Sonic.
we'll
Yeah.
let you off with that, 'cause technically he is the hero.
And Shazam! What?
That's a good one, I like that.
That's quite cool. That's quite a cool choice.
Okay, so my top
really bad.
5 Eternals. This is not in order. This is just 5. Eternals, Thor Ragnarok, Black Widow, Moon Knight, and everyone's got to love the good old WandaVision.
Any honorable mentions? Like X-Men Origins, starring Wolf or
No, Wolf.
Yeah,
Sorry, Wolf.
Wolverine, you know.
Okay.
Did you not talk about X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Oh my god, bro! Listen, Wolverine's the best character in all the superheroes.
So I've
I'm
not
not
mentioned him.
I'm
Of
not
course.
saying he's not the best, but that film does not deserve mentioning.
Yes,
Is that
it
the
does.
one with the long nails? The one he scratches?
The long nail.
They got no, that's his brother. Man.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Let's get this on with. We're going to now play a quick game of Guess Who because this Wolverine talk's driving me insane.
Ooh, Wolverine.
Right, so I'm going to do Nat's going to do Chris's is going to do Tay's, and Tay's going to do
Well,
mine.
yeah, write it down
Wolverine
and
soloed
hold
your
it.
whole
Yeah,
verse.
so I'm
Then
going to write
pass it
down,
on.
and I'm going to give it to you.
Although don't give it to me until we've written it.
Wolverine.
And then
Okay,
once I've passed it on to Chris,
Sorry,
we can do
Mom.
Chloe,
Sorry.
Because then
Wolverine soloed your favourite verse.
Please stop. Right.
It's true, you know. Have you not read comics? And then to fear, Deadpool solos everyone.
Okay.
The X-Men TV show, I know that they're rebooting that. That was a cool TV show to watch. The graphics in it, you could tell when the budget went. Can I have a pen, please?
No.
Why are you doing this? What's your favourite comic?
Oh, comic. That's a good idea. To be honest, I don't think I have a favourite comic. Why did you go?
I just thought.
I'm more of an
You
I don't think it's-
Sonic the fucking episode 2.7.
I don't think it's a superhero. I think it's a
Oh,
movie.
nah, make it easy on him. He doesn't actually watch Marvel films or DC films. Please, be easy on him.
I am being easy on him.
He's probably... Matt.
I like the original comics of Superman.
I'm going to get easy on you because I have no clue.
What?
Thank
Are you
you.
writing down a superhero? And I'm going to try and guess it.
No, yeah. So basically, your superhero is you won't know it because
I can't spell. I love being dyslexic.
As long as you understand it, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
yeah, it's fine.
As long as you understand
You're
it.
writing one for me.
What,
so-
for you to guess?
Yeah, so you're gonna write it and then you're gonna hand it to me.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
hand mine to that. Everyone's
evil.
gonna hand theirs into the
I am
circle, and
being
we're
so
gonna go there.
cruel. Watch
Please
this.
don't, because we
You
don't
won't-
have long,
you
and
won't
I
even-
really do not want to be sat here going, I don't.
You won't even know this guy.
To be honest,
Can
it's
I
not
show
the
Nat
same.
and ask if it's a superhero?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a super.
What, Super
Yeah, that's a superhero.
What,
Right, hold on to the paper. Don't give it him straight away. Let
What,
him write
Super
down.
Lopez?
Don't let him see. Don't let him see.
Super Lopez. Ain't no way you thought Super Lopez.
Super Lopez, my lord.
That would be
Alright.
amazing.
No, what, yeah? You won't even get
Please don't make it hard, Tay.
Do you know what? We said the same thing last week about when we played charades. We thought it was going to be really, really hard, and we were done in under 10 minutes. Right, we
True.
went through three
True,
rounds
true,
in
true,
under
true.
10 minutes.
Also, for the next episode, which is probably going to be Tay's or Chris's, you'll find out. What game would you like to see next time? Because,
Hold it.
right, for fuck's sake, this is going so bad. Right, everyone hand yours to your person. Don't let everyone look up. Right, is mine facing the right way?
Yes.
Yours isn't.
Oh, what?
Right, Tay, let me...
Is mine
Yeah,
facing
hold
the
it
right
close to your
way
chest.
or wrong way? Thank you.
Your finger is over half of it.
Okay, so Chris,
I wanna be
kind of
so-
hold it like
I'm
here.
so tempted to just look, you know. You
No,
don't
don't.
understand.
Right, so put it closer to you so you can't see.
I can't see
Alright.
anything.
I don't-
Nah, how bad's mine?
It took me a second to figure out what it was. But yeah,
Okay,
I know
right.
what it is.
Right. Right, who's going first
I
then?
can't see half.
Oh,
Right, who's going
Hold
first?
no. Dude, can you see it now? Yeah?
No, I can just see one word. Just hold it here.
Stick it on your chest and just.
I ain't got no chest.
Stop cheating, Chris.
No.
I can see you looking at it.
I'm thinking how you stuck that on there.
With my hand
Are
on.
you ready?
Right, who's going first?
You can go.
Okay, am I a man?
No.
I will
Oh,
tell you, but I have
you-
no clue.
no.
Exactly. I have a fucking idea.
Yo, carry on talking, man. It's too empty. You
Am
wanna...
I human?
Matter of fact, I got this. I got
Yes,
this.
you are.
Okay,
Ask a question, Chris.
Am I a man?
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's good.
Say, ask your question.
Can my character walk stably?
Yes.
Stably.
Don't worry about it, man.
Right, am I human? Right, no, because it's taking the piss. Why do I have the shit one?
It's not
Right.
shit, man. It's good. Trust me.
I don't actually know. You have to ask.
Yo,
me.
you know it, and I know it.
I know, but I don't know who they are. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Tay, so you're the only one that can answer mine correctly
Don't
then.
worry, man.
I feel like I need a new one. This is taking the piss.
Don't. Tay has to answer your question.
Do you not know who that is?
Oh!
Exactly,
I think you're
exactly.
right now.
Oh, well, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who that is.
How do you know who that is? Is it Iron Man? Is it fucking Iron Man?
No, you're not human.
You're not human.
Oh.
Fucking God.
Am I a male?
Yes, you're a male. Tay, stop laughing.
Can I fly?
No.
Am I?
You really fucking
Yo,
can't.
am I a female?
No.
No. Go on,
I'm
go
so
ahead.
depressed over not being a female. I'm like, seriously.
I'm not a male!
You can-
Am I in the MCU?
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Why do I get... Is DC in it?
No.
What the fuck am I then?
Yo.
The clever thing is that if you were paying attention, you would have already figured out the human.
Exactly. If you figured out what I said earlier, then you'd be like, what?
I'm not that fucking Super Lopez, am I?
No, I wish you were, but it has the S in it.
Right,
And
your
many-
question, Nat.
You could be Superman, fucking
When
Snake Man.
am I affected by terrigenous?
No.
I've got to think of a question.
I just
Do I
realised,
have a
how the fuck
sidekick?
is he going to know who that is?
You are the sidekick.
I am the psychic. I don't know
How the
what that
fuck is
means.
he going to know who that is? Just realised that.
That's why I put the little thing
Is my
I'm gonna write this
character
out.
from MCU or no?
No.
Oh, no,
My
no.
top set's on a B.
No, it isn't. Oh, yeah.
What
When
the
you give a clue and nobody can figure it out.
Please, can I have a clue? Right,
Okay.
this is a clue round. Everyone gets a clue.
Your character's black.
That doesn't help me! There's so many black people in fucking superheroes!
What part of you're not human do you
Right.
not understand?
Who said it was a superhero?
Am I a cat?
Who said it was a hero?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, you're not
No.
a cat.
Am I an alien?
no.
You're
I mean,
definitely an animal, and I'll give you that much.
Am I a rhino?
No.
Right, anyway, Nat, your hint, MCU.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be more than just a clue. You just
Yo, bro.
No.
Listen,
What movie?
I got one for you.
Let's not give it away.
Listen, I'll give you a sick clue. Your character has a W in the name.
That really
That
helps.
doesn't fucking help.
Not really.
Yours?
Your character,
How
your,
can
char-
I-
your character likes the cold. Your character likes the cold. There you go. You should get that.
He likes the water.
That's too obvious now.
Still
I know
not,
who that
that's
is. I'm not
hilarious.
even gonna say. I know who it
Cool.
is.
Who is it then?
It's got a trident in it.
Trident?
Is this nigga's got a trident?
He's got a trident on him, yeah.
Of course, man. This guy comes equipped, bro. It's from the DC universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it lives under the sea, man. His name starts with an A. It ends with an M.
Say it. For
Aquaman.
fuck's sake, yeah, you win. Get out. Right, us three. We're battling in between us three now. Take your tag off.
No, man.
Aquaman.
I'm Aqua Bland.
To be honest, he could have said Namor, which would have made me super duper impressed, because it is pretty much the exact same thing.
I should have just said Poseidon, man. That's my favourite god. I don't really care, man.
That's it.
Right, anyway, I still can't believe he's not got any idea who that is.
You don't know who it is?
Right,
I don't know who
my
it is.
question. What universe am I in?
The Sonic universe.
You just gave it away.
Why
You
are you
could have said-
taking the fucking piss?
Yo,
Why
she-
am I in Sonic the Hedgehog?
No.
Why am I in the Sonic the Hedgehog film?
I wanted you to
Not
be.
in. I mean, I don't think.
Now
he's in the-
stay black.
Technically, it's the bad guy.
I'm tagging
I don't
antagonist.
know a black Sonic character.
Oh my god, bro.
How?
This is gonna go down.
What
so
is that?
fast.
What is that right there? What is this black thing? That's me. What is that? It's an imitation of me. What is that called?
That's a fucking shadow.
Am I really fast? Am I really fast?
Yeah.
Chris!
Yeah.
You should have said yes to this question, because if X-Men mutants are exposed to territory missing to the Empire.
True. So I was going off Maximoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going off movie.
Right,
I can't.
This is amazing.
You and me.
I am
Gee.
shocked. Yo, Chris knows what happened. What is
Right,
this?
Chris,
What is that again?
A wall.
No, what's this
Hmm.
black bit here? Like that, that's like reflecting off of it.
A shadow.
Do I live in water?
No, you really don't. You really don't. Right, to clarify,
I'm really.
Tay was Aquaman, Nat was Quicksilver. It's now between you and me.
I'm actually afraid that she hasn't got it in.
I
You
know.
literally just said it and everything.
I'm so baffled, you know.
Don't
I
be
think
Sonic.
I need to
It's
edit.
not
He
Sonic.
literally just turned around and given you the biggest clue in the universe.
Like, you literally
You just
said
answered
it.
it.
I feel like you're taking the piss out of me now. I don't like this.
I mean, if you just want to say the word again, like I just told
Right, is my character Shadow?
Yeah.
Yes.
I fucking hate you all. I hate every single one of you. You are
Right.
all fucking
I said your,
I'm not
I said your character was black. Was that not good enough?
Wonder Man. Don't even know if that exists.
You not
The
recognise
Wonder
them?
Twins do exist, but not Wonder Man.
Wow.
I don't even know who that is. Who
And
is
it's
that?
the wrong universe anyway.
Give me phone.
I don't even know what the universes are.
What's his name?
You're looking for the
No.
you're looking in the MCU.
Is it that?
So he's been in a Marvel movie in the last decade,
No, no.
and he was technically a
I've never
sidekick
seen this
until he got
person
his
in my
own
life.
TV show.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yes.
I
Okay,
should know
yeah.
this then.
This is a Marvel film.
It begins with W.
Well, his superhero name does, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at this rate, I'll take his superhero name over his actual name any day.
He's one of my favourites as well.
Mm.
Green Lantern.
What? Oh my god, Chris!
Yo, kill me. Yo, listen, Chris. The stabbing of a spoon, please. Spoon my eyeballs
What
out.
is happening?
Wonder.
Not Wonder Woman.
We said this a male. We said this a male. Chris.
W.
Yes, that's with the W.
Why don't you Google superheroes that start with W and we'll go from
Oh
there?
my god, no. 'Cause
That
then
list will
that's
go on
incredible.
forever.
It's a two-word letter. One word starts with W, the other one starts with S. It's in a show. He's in a show on Disney Plus, and it came out
Falcon
last
and
year.
the...
All I can think of is Scooby Doo when you say Falcon.
Scooby-Doo!
Falcon and Scooby Doo.
How do you think of Scooby-Doo?
Is it the-
This is
it
quality
the dog?
podcast.
It's not a dog! No, it's not a dog.
No,
It's a
man.
human
Not even
being.
human, because it's a man!
Yo,
You can go.
their name's called. Their name's called Splinter. That's the name.
No, it's
Splinter.
not.
W and an S.
Falcon and the...
How many letters in between?
And the Scooby Doo.
I'm not telling you that. It's a two-worded...
No.
Right, I'm going to give
Falcon
you
and the...
Falcon and the blank soldier.
That really does not help.
Oh,
Yo, you.
I've seen the advert though.
someone just tell him that he's got the fucking Superman Lopez band.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Why
man.
did you give him that? He's not going to know who that is.
No,
We've been talking about the
they're
main
lying,
film
bro.
for like an
The whole
hour
time
now.
it's been Super Lopez, bro. The whole time it's been Super Lopez.
No, I give up now. That's it. We're done.
Yo.
It was Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
AKA,
How was I going to get that?
That's what I've been
the
saying.
Falcon and the W something
Oh my
soldier.
god, that's just called Super
That's why I said Splinter. That's why I said
Give
Splinter.
him a shitty name like that.
I said Splinter, man. I thought we would have got Splinter straight away. Splinter Winter. You know what I mean?
So far, we're 2 episodes in, and Chris did not know anything about horror, superheroes. I don't know if he's going to know anything about anime or
No,
animation.
I know anime.
No, you don't, bro. Don't lie.
He's gonna get to next week and he's gonna go, what's anime?
Yeah, well, what's
when
an
you,
animation
when you
show?
speak about the themes, man, how superhero themes bring that feel, man, like Superman, man. Superman, when his music comes through, you feel so uplifted, you feel so great inside. Then when he gets stuck to the ground, you just feel shit.
Right, that is the end of the podcast this week.
No, it's
because
not, man.
I've had enough of everybody. Like, taste it down, please. We will be back next week with either Chris's episode, which is musicals, so enjoy that, or Tay's episode, which is going to be anime or animation, so stick around because they are going to be great episodes.
Check out our social media for a clue on which episode is next, because you know that we where it's all going. So check us out on Instagram and Twitter, right? And on TikTok. There are no TikTok posts at the moment, but we'll fix that. And make sure you check us out on Spotify as well, where this will be, and obviously on YouTube where the video will be.
Also, just thought I'd let you all know, there is a special date coming up soon. Mark it in your calendar on the 16th of June. Something
Yes.
very special is happening. We won't tell you yet. It'll be posted on Instagram and Twitter and everything slowly but surely. So keep an eye out for that. So mark the date, the 16th of June, in your calendar.
Just
If
know
you
that
don't,
you'll love
you
it.
and me have issues, right? You and me, we're going to scrap. And I'm going to put my hair up. And we're going to scrap.
Who are you, Scarlett Johansson? Who?
Oh!
Scarlett
Right.
Johansson.
Thank you so much for coming by and listening. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. Bye!
Bye.